Howdy folks, and welcome back to World of Tanks with the mighty Jingles. Today we're in the garage, it's still a Christmas garage, looking at the Jagdtiger 88, the premium tier 8 German tank destroyer. Now, before we go any further, let's actually have a look and see how much this thing's going to cost you, because none of the premium tier 8s are cheap. And this thing will set you back a straight 10,000 gold. Now that's about 5 months worth of premium account, so this is not cheap. And I dare say, even though I'm going to go ahead and say this, there will still be countless comments saying, so do you think this thing's worth the 10,000 gold? Well, it doesn't matter whether I think it's worth the 10,000 gold or not. Clearly I do. I bought one. What matters is whether or not you think it's worth the 10,000 gold. Now, I can't tell you that it's worth it. Certainly not for you, but what I can do is show you what the thing is like, how it performs, and you can decide whether or not you want to spend 10,000 gold on it. And that's basically the purpose of these video reviews. So, here we go. The German 88 centimetre, no it's not, it's 8.8 centimetre, Pak 43 Jagdtiger 2. Well, what we basically have here is a tier 9 Jagdtiger with a slightly better than stock engine and suspension, and the Tiger 2's 88mm gun, but it's a modified version of the Tiger 2's 88mm gun. More on that later, because it's the gun that makes this thing special, believe it or not. So, what do I mean by a not quite stock Jagdtiger? Well, there it is, Tier 8 Premium Jagdtiger, and watch for the difference. Here's the proper big boy Tier 9 Jagdtiger. They're the same machine. They're the same machine with a different gun. There are some internal differences as well, but a lot of people have described, just look at the difference between the guns. Look at this. There's the tier 9. There's the tier 8. Look at that. You couldn't stand next to that thing in the men's room, could you? You know, if this is you, you just couldn't stand next to him while taking a leak at the urinal, could you? You just wouldn't be able to go. Anyway, where was I? Yeah. The Jagdtiger 88. Now, it's not quite a stock Jagdtiger, but it's not that much better than a stock Jagdtiger. And here we go. Let's look at the engine. 700 horsepower. It's not great. It is a 70-ton machine. It's not light at all. And it has a 700 horsepower engine. So what about the big Jagdtiger? Yeah, that's a 70-ton machine as well, and it gets an 870 horsepower engine. And the Jagdtiger is not famous for its mobility. But what you're not getting is a stock Jagdtiger, because the stock engine on the Jagdtiger is 650 horsepower. So the engine on the premium Jagdtiger here is actually 50 horsepower better. So it's slightly, I mean it's still crap, but it's slightly better than stock performance of a tier 9 Jagdtiger in that respect. And this takes people by surprise, because this thing does not feel mobile at all. It feels really sluggish. If it seems to take forever to turn. But that's deceptive, because believe it or not, this thing actually has better traverse than the upgraded Tier 9 Jagdtiger. Now, it's not much better, don't get too carried away. 22 degrees per second turn. And this thing, 21, and that's with the upgraded suspension. But due to the crappy power to weight ratio on this little thing, that just does not feel as manoeuvrable as the Jagdtiger. And let's not get too carried away when I'm talking about as manoeuvrable as the Jagdtiger. The Tier 9 Jagdtiger is one of the more manoeuvrable Tier 9 tank destroyers, but it's by no means manoeuvrable. 21 degree traverse. It's crap. 28 kilometre per hour speed limit. It's crap. It's a tank hunter. It's not, you know, it's not a medium tank. And you get the same thing here. 28 kilometre per hour speed limit, and it takes forever to reach that speed. And it doesn't maintain that speed very well either on rough ground. It's not very mobile at all, but not as bad as a stock Jagdtiger. Now what it does have is a metric butt ton of hit points. That's practically tier 8 heavy tank standards of health. It's certainly tier 8, well, more than tier 8, most tier 8 medium tank and it's easily the most of the Tier 8 tank destroyers. 1,300 hit points. I mean, the ISU 152 has about 1,010, something like that. The AC MLE 48 has 1,000. Let's have a look. How much does the T28 prototype have? 1,150. So yeah, definitely appears to have the most health of any of the Tier 8 tank destroyers. So it can take a good hit. And armour-wise, well, and again, this is one of the good things. It's exactly the same as the Tier 9 Jagdtiger. So you're getting Tier 9 tank destroyer armour on a Tier 8 tank destroyer. Now that's not a bad bargain. Oh, sorry for the noise. Yeah, that's quite a bargain. So what sort of armour are we talking about? Well, it's kind of deceptive. It says here 250mm at the front, and basically all we're talking about here is this bit. That's 250mm thick, and it's sloped back at about a, I don't know, 10-15 degree angle, something like that. Not a lot, but a little. So, and it all helps. This stuff here at the front, well, it's basically, it's mounted on the chassis of the Tiger 2. And the Tiger 2, upper glacis is 150, not 250. But that is sloped back at a 60 degree angle, although the machine gun port here is a bit of a weak spot. But if you're talking about weak spots, right, Tiger 2, there we go, massive lower glacis. And that's about, I don't know, 100mm, something like that. You can penetrate this thing easily. And located behind that is the transmission. And so, boom, engine fire. Traditional weakness of the German heavy tanks and the German medium tanks from mid to high tiers is this lower glacis that anybody and their mother can put a shell through and set your engine on fire. So that's an issue, but it's not an issue that doesn't also affect the big guy at Tier 9. Tier 9 Jagdtiger drivers have to learn how to deal with that. Tier 8 Jagdtiger drivers are in no different a position. So, right, what next? Well, there's the armour. The side armour, by the way, 80mm, rear 80mm. Yeah. You're going to need to be able to angle this thing, and it doesn't have fantastic gun traverse. So when I'm talking about angling it, if you can't cover up your lower glacis, you're probably in trouble. If you can't cover it up, then between shots, you want to be doing that. Just to give a bit of extra angling, or ideally you want to be backing the hell up and getting to somewhere where you can cover up your lower glacis. But if you can't do it, you don't want to be exposing more of the side of this thing than that. Start exposing that much, they'll start putting holes in it. Plus, if you do expose that much, you can't point your gun at them. So, roughly about that much, just so that you can swing back a little and boom, fire that gun. Now you think about, what about the aiming time of the gun? Well, yeah, don't worry about it, because the gun is absolutely phenomenal. Here it is. 88mm Pak 43 L71 Aus A. Look at the rate of fire. 11.11 rounds per minute. Just ignore all the other stats for the moment and just look at that rate of fire. With this crew, 100% crew, gun rammer, vents. That gun fires every 4.5 seconds. Just imagine a Tiger 2 firing its main gun every 4.5 seconds. That's what you've got here with the premium Jagdtiger. It is absolutely phenomenal. It's like the SU-12244 Tier 7 Russian premium tank destroyer. That thing gets a 122mm gun that fires every 6.9 seconds. That's like double, and better than double the fire rate of the KV-1S with effectively the same gun. And you've got the same deal here with this thing. Don't be deceived by the fact that this is just a Tiger 2 gun. It's not even the best Tiger 2 gun. This gun is absolutely bloody amazing. And it's not bad, you know, not just the rate of fire. 203mm of penetration is fine. It's fine at Tier 8. And 240 damage isn't fantastic. This is not an alpha damage gun, but the Tier 9 Jagdtiger isn't an alpha damage gun either. It's all about the DPM. It's a rapid firing 128mm gun. And yeah, it does a lot of damage. Well, so it bloody should. It's a Tier 10 gun on a Tier 9 tank destroyer. 560 average damage, but that's small beans compared to the other Tier 9 tank destroyers. The thing about the Jagdtiger is its rate of fire. This thing fires a shot every 9 seconds. Well, this thing is just the same. It's not about the alpha damage. It's about how fast you can pump those shots out and mount that damage up. This thing has a DPM of 2,667. That's better than the third in hand. Also at tier 8. What the hell? And it's better armoured. What's going on? I mean, you know, that 2,900. It's only 300 DPM less than the actual Jagdtiger. That's absolutely ridiculous DPM. It's a fantastic gun, and it has the accuracy, 0.31 accuracy. You can hit weak spots with that, no problem. Even if the 203mm of penetration isn't enough to penetrate the armour of whatever you're shooting at, and it should be most of the time, just aim for weak spots. 0.31 accuracy is phenomenally good. And also, the aiming time is only 2 seconds. That's really, really fast. So, if you're in the position where you can't cover up your lower glacis and you have to risk exchange fire with another target, you can maximise your chances of surviving by angling your armour slightly and then swinging back when you're ready to shoot. Because you only have a 2-second aiming time. It doesn't take long for you to, you know, for your sights to settle down when you do that. So this is a really, really good machine, and it's a really, really good machine for 2 reasons. One, it's got tier 9 Jagdtiger armour, and this gun is absolutely incredible. I mean, 4.5 seconds, and if my crew had brothers in arms, I would be able to get that down even faster. And it's just a monumentally rapid-firing, devastating 88mm gun. Now, equipment. Well, large caliber tank gun rammer. Definitely. Absolutely definitely. This thing's main advantage is the speed of fire of the gun. Anything you can do to maximise that speed of fire you want to do. So large caliber tank gun rammer and improved ventilation. Improved ventilation doesn't just help with the reload. It helps with stuff that this tank needs help with, like the driver, his ability to turn, maintain speed off-road. All good stuff like that. So improved vents is always a good idea. Now my third option, I've gone with enhanced gun lane drive, and 2 points with a 2-second aiming time. It doesn't really need one, but I didn't really see any other options. Although I suppose binocular telescope wouldn't be a bad idea, but I happen to have an enhanced gun lane drive sitting around, and I didn't fancy forking out 500,000 credits. So yeah, binocular telescope, camo net, not terrible ideas on this thing. It is a tank destroyer after all. It should try to stay hidden for as long as possible. But I just stuck an enhanced gun lane drive on because I had one. You know, your mileage may vary, and feel free to, you know, mess around with whatever you prefer. But you definitely want a gun rammer and vents. Now, crew. What I actually have here is my Marder 2 crew. When Wargaming finally managed to kill the Marder in patch 8, I couldn't put up with it anymore, and I ended up selling the Marder, but I didn't get rid of the crew because my Marder 2 crew were pretty damn good. Now, this is one of the other things about premium vehicles. As long as the crew that you're putting into them is of the same nation and driving the same class of vehicle, so you couldn't put a medium tank crew into a tank destroyer, for example, you don't have to train them. You can see they're untrained. These are still Marder 2 crews. Well, actually, this guy was also on the Marder 2, but I put him in and trained him for the Jagdtiger, and then realised, hold on, what am I doing? I don't need to do this. And it tells you right there. There you go, right at the bottom. This crew member is not trained for the Jagdtiger 88. However, he can use his skills and perks because he is on a premium vehicle of the right tank, and that's another thing about premium vehicles. So I didn't need to pay to train my Marder 2 crew to man a premium Jagdtiger. Just slot them in. Of course, the Marder doesn't have 6 crew, so I had to recruit a radio operator and another loader. But crew skills, well, 6th sense. Absolutely invaluable for a tank destroyer. It's a great skill to have for anybody, but it's not a skill, it's a perk. If it's not at 100%, you get no value out of it. So, yeah, it is what it is. Next, I also went for recon. More view range, never a bad idea on a tank destroyer. The gunner has Deadeye, which increases the chance of scoring critical hits, which is hilarious. Watching people rage at you because you've knocked their ammo rack out twice in a row after they've used a repair kit. It never gets old. And also camo. Camo is never a bad idea on a tank destroyer. And theme extends here for the driver. And I didn't... Normally, I might have considered paying to swap the skills around and get off-road driving at 100% rather than camo. But camo's good, and the off-road driving's at 81% anyway, so screw it. I just left it in that order. I had to recruit a new radio operator and loader, and they both have camo. And then my loader, the second loader, well, it was actually the first loader, he has safe stowage, which increases the durability of your ammo rack, reduces the chance that your ammo rack's going to get blown up, and reduces the chance that your ammo rack's even going to get damaged, which is fantastic news. And 78% camo as well. So that's the setup I have gone for. Now let's see this baby in action, and you can make your mind up whether or not this thing is worth 10,000 of your precious gold. Well, this was one of the earlier games that I had in the Jagdtiger 88, and I'm showing you this one for two reasons. One, it showcases what the machine can do reasonably well, and also a lot of people have been asking, Jingles, where's all your World of Tanks content? Well, I have basically lost interest in World of Tanks, I'm afraid. Teams like this have killed any interest that I've had in this game. I love the game. I think it's a fantastic game. It's got so much potential and it can be so much fun. But for three and a half months now, 80–90% of the teams I keep getting put into consistently, time and time again, have been like these fucking morons. And this is why I don't actually play World of Tanks anymore. However, here we go. And it's not fair to say that the entire team were complete clusterfucks. The IS-8 driver was pretty good. But I'll speed things up here and you'll see what I'm talking about. Now, just look at the map. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist. You don't have to be a tactical genius on the level of Field Marshal Erwin Rommel to figure out something bad is about to happen in the middle of the map. Big road all the way straight down to the artillery. Anyway, back down to normal speed. Let's just have a look at what the Jagdtiger 88 is capable of doing first, and look at the rate of fire on this amazingly good gun. See how quickly it aims and how quickly it fires. And I'm looking at the map and I'm thinking, you have got to be kidding. You cannot be serious. And there's not just one medium rushing down the middle of the map there, by the way. Oh no, there's more than one. So there, I've just killed a T-34. Do you see how fast this gun fires? And I'm looking at that map and I'm thinking, seriously? I'm in a Jagdtiger 88. I turn at 21 degrees per second. And I do 28 kilometers per hour on a straight road. And I have to be the one to go back and deal with this shit. Yeah, that's the kind of teams I've been getting. I am, in fact, the one who has to go back and deal with this shit. There's at least 2 Type 59s running around the base. There's more than that. There's actually an IS-3 and an AMX over there as well. Just totally, almost totally unopposed. Straight down the middle of the map and right into the base. And look at the scores. I mean, the scores are 4-6. It's pretty bad, but it's going to get a lot worse. And I'm... Seriously, in this lumbering beast, I am the one who has to go back. And the other side of the map has completely collapsed. There's nobody left alive there other than artillery hiding in the corner. This team couldn't have found its own fucking arse in the dark, even with the help of a map and a flashlight. Now, I'm not going back alone at this stage. Somebody else. And there's that IS-8 driver, and he was really good. But just watch. And it's only a matter of time before I die, because I have to come around this way. I'm completely exposed to artillery. IS-8 nails one of the Type 59s. And there's the AMX hiding in cover behind the Rex. He wasn't stupid. Sitting there on 89 health, he's basically capping. But look at this gun go. Set him on fire. IS-8 finishes him off. Oh, that works right, actually. No problem, I'll penetrate your cheek armour. Type 59. Trying to hit that AMX to reset the cap. There's only 4 of us left. I mean, what is the point? Commander Skipper. Boom. There you go. Type 59 is not so keen to stick his nose out anymore, and it's only a matter of time before I start getting bombarded by artillery. And that AMX is hiding well. Type 59 right through the gun collar. Gets a return shot into me. Doesn't actually do any damage. We've nailed the IS-3. Well, it's just me and that IS-8 left, but we're surrounded, and here comes artillery, and it's just game over. I mean, you know, when you get teams as monumentally stupid as this, what can you do? What can you do? Unfortunately, all you can do is hit that battle button and try again. And I could show you any number of replays like this. And this is why I don't play World of Tanks anymore. It's just not worth the frustration and the rage that your teammates give you. However, at this point I was still attempting to play the game, and so I plugged away at the Jagdtiger 88 for a few more games. And it is a good machine, don't get me wrong. I mean, you could saw what it could do here with its back up against the wall. Even though I was doomed to die, there was no way I was surviving this game. There's no way we were winning this game. But even with its back up against the wall, it was still dishing out the damage against far superior numbers of enemy tanks. So let's have a look at another game. Well, here's me having another go. It's Redshire this time. This is actually patch 8.2, one of the more recent games that I played. And for a while I thought I'd broken my losing shitty team streak. And this was one of the games that made me think, ooh, maybe there's light at the end of the tunnel. There wasn't. This was a mere blip on the radar. So it's Redshire. It's a standard battle, obviously. It's a tier 8 game, so yeah, not too bad. See the manoeuvrability of this thing, and the mobility is just, it's not great. Doing alright at the moment, but as soon as you get a slight incline that you have to climb up, just watch this thing slow right down. It's a 70-ton machine with a 700 horsepower engine. It's not great. But, you know, it's not terrible either. Good shot there from that AMX M4. And I hit the VK201, but it bounces. And we have other problems. Look at the rate of fire. And story of my life. 0 damage penetrating. Hit him that time, blew his tracks off. Unfortunately, we've now got some solid cover between us. I have to move up. And again, just blew his other tracks off. I can't damage it. I haven't done any damage to anybody. Finally, there we go. Panther 2 hits him, sets him on fire, finishes him off. So, how many shots fired there? 5 shots fired. I mean, one of them actually did any damage to anybody. Story of my bloody life. So this game started off all right. There's not much of that T-30. Oh, there's an IS-3. T-43 is an easier target. There you go. This is a very, very accurate gun. Of course, I'm shooting at about 500 metre range here, so aiming for weak spots is out of the question. And here comes a lonely Panther. T-43 again. Oh, he's actually hiding behind a rock up there. It's not me spotting him. So I know he's there, but I can't hit him. Now, can I do anything about this Panther? Maybe, maybe not. As it happens, my shot arrived just a little too late, and I have been spotted, so... There's only one artillery in this game, but it is tier 5. And you know how much artillery loves me, especially when I'm driving tank destroyers. So let us be careful. Lower driver's telling the ARL. Oh, there we go. An artillery hit. Just missed, of course. 256 splash damage. Nasty. You can see I'm using a new damage panel, which I really like. It's nice and simple and straightforward. It doesn't distract your view like Demol's damage panel used to. Demol's is great, but it's not really what I was looking for. So thank you for everybody in previous videos who've recommended various different damage panels. I do like the look of this one. It's nice and simple and basic. Come on. Ooh, that was quite lucky. That shot seemed to go high, but it still penetrated the IS. Finally! Penetrating, damaging hit. And of course he only has 35 health left. Oh, story of my life. Okay, so there's a T-34-85 down there, and there's that IS-3 again, but he's kind of on the other side of the hill. All I can really see is his turret. You can see him coming up, and now this is slightly better. Now his armour is pointing down, it's flattening the angle of his armour cheeks. Unfortunately that one went low, and hit his lower glacis, and there's a guaranteed bounce at that angle, and then we lose sight of him. It's that ARL V39 down there is doing the spotting. It's very brave of him. I certainly wouldn't be down there if I was driving that thing. But have a look at the other side of the map over there, up over by D8. Coming over the river, and they've just nailed a Type 59. There's a T-34 and some medium tank. And we've got one tank destroyer on the ridge. Not sure what it is. Jagdpanther, and he's taken a beating. Ah, crap. And it's a fairly average, well, average isn't the right word I'm looking for. It's a fairly well-matched game so far. That Jagdpanther is not going to survive much longer. One more hit from, certainly from that T-34, and he's a dead man. So, while not being the fastest vehicle on the team, I don't have to go very far in order to be in a position to cover this side. So, off I go. Just need to be careful to cover my left flank from fire from those guys up on the hill. And this house over here will do the job. So there's a Super Pershing and a T-34. At least a Super Pershing and a T-34. Don't know what else is up there. There's a KV-3 coming over the river on the other side, but we've got two heavies and a medium. There's a Lerva and a Panther 2 over there. No problem. Jagdpanther's yelling out, defend the base. Yep, got it. No problem. I've got your back. I'm keeping an eye on that flank. And I don't seem to have been spotted, so I can give this T-34 a nice surprise. Commander's hatch, dodgy shot, shouldn't really taken that. He's now given my position away, and I have now been spotted. And we will shoot through the side of your turret, no problem. He doesn't seem to have realised I'm here. Oh, he has now. Ooh, dodgy shots, dodgy shots. Okay, get back. There's a Type 59 up there too, so use this building as cover. T-34 bounces off my upper glacis. Type 59 doesn't have a shot. Crap, three of them. Oh, he keeps turning his turret. No problem, I'll have some of that. And now I can hit his hull, and his tracks have been blown off. And another 0 damage penetrating hit, right when he's on 65 health. And then he fires and kills my gun. Fantastic, just what I didn't want. Repair the gun, kill him. Back off just in time to dodge a shot from the Super Pershing, and the scores are dead even, 10-10. These were two well-balanced teams. The Jagdpanther on the hill's dead. He did what he could. And to be honest, if he hadn't been up there, that T-34 would never have turned his turret, and I would never have been able to kill him. Well, I would have been able to kill him, but I would have probably taken a bit more damage into the process. So, oh, there's the Type 59. Ah, crap. And he's going for the Hummel. Hummel, please defend yourself, because now I'm going to turn my side onto the Super Pershing. Hopefully he can't see me. Try and help you out. And... excellent. Yeah, Hummel killed him. Good. Whew. But I'm still getting shot at. So, where's that Super Pershing? That Lerva driver was pretty good after, isn't it? He's shouting there, "Artie, relocate." But don't know if he meant to do it in general chat instead of team chat, but hey, there you go. Now, where's that Super Pershing gone? Frantically looking around. I really don't want to be spotting. Not in this thing. There's an IS-3 getting desperate, making a break across the open field there. He's trying to get into cover down by the river, but he doesn't make it. IS-3 nailed by the ARL V39. And there's the Super Pershing. Side of the turret, no problem. Thank you. And he's turning. I'm trying to track him here, hitting him in the side of the hull. But there's only him and the Hummel left, so I can afford to take a chance. Oh, this is going to be good. Now he's proximity detected me, so he knows I'm coming. Is he going to allow me to get around behind him like this? He is. Oh, that's just cruel. He's trying to back up. How can he not know I'm there? He was actually trying to back up. Oh, something's shooting me from behind. Started reversing. I'm sitting on your ass, dude. Oh no, their Hummel took out our Lerva. God damn it. He played a good game. He was a good Lerva driver. Look at this. I'm struggling to get up this riverbank. It really doesn't have a very powerful engine at all. Yeah, 4 kilometers per hour. and it just... Part of that riverbank was so steep I just didn't have the horsepower and the raw grunt to get up there. So, 3 of us left. 1 Panther 2 and a Hummel and me. And the Panther 2's played a good game. And I'm switching to high explosive. Because that Hummel knows what he's doing. He's on 3 kills. Now, this is a big enough gun to make loading HE worth it. If I was using a 75 or a 76mm gun like the German mediums and some of the lower... like the American mediums and some of the lower tier American heavies get, I would still be using armor piercing because their HE performance is absolutely shit. But with an 88mm gun, you get a good bang with high explosive. And it's easily enough to one-shot a Hummel. I mean, I've had 75 and 76mm guns loaded with high explosive, and I've fired at tank destroyers with 50mm of armour at the most. And it's bounced. It's failed to penetrate. So I don't take chances with HE against lightly armoured targets anymore with 75 and 76mm guns. But with an 88, no problem. So HE loaded. And the Panthers going wide. Some great teamwork here. This was a good team. It doesn't take a lot to be a good team. You just have to have basic communication skills and the ability to understand what you're seeing when you look at the map. So the Panther is sneaking around the side and he's trying to spot him. And we know where this Hummel is likely to be, but only likely to be because he's not bad. He's got 3 kills. We can assume he's relatively competent, and he's going to be over there behind those rocks. And I've asked the Panther to go around, and he's doing it anyway, so great stuff. Just, don't get yourself killed. Hummel, get ready. And I don't really care who gets this kill, as long as we kill him and we win. So the Panther's gone down to flush him out. Or the Panther 2, rather. And I'm sitting here in cover up on the hill. And Artie's watching. Move forward a little so I can get a better view. It's only going to take 1 shot. I know you should be sitting 15 metres behind cover in order for them not to see you. But I want to be looking as well because... Oh, there he is. Is he going to come forward? Panther gets a shot into him. He does come forward. Gotcha. And that's one of the few wins I've actually had. Not just driving the Jagdtiger 88. But it's just one of the few wins I've actually had in 3 months of playing. Or rather 2 months of playing and 1 month of not being bothered to play. So there you go. Not bad at all. And while it was a decent game, it didn't really showcase the strengths, the particular strengths of the Jagdtiger 88. For that, I have to go back to an earlier replay, and this was about my 11th or 12th game in the JT88. After an 11 or 12 game string of abysmally shit teams and horrible defeats after horrible defeats. And then I finally got this little game, which was really impressive. You'll see what I mean. So here we are again. This time we're on Arctic. This is a game I did in patch 8.1. You can see I still have Demol's damage panel working at the bottom there. So this is quite an old game, and as I said, this was around about my 11th or 12th match, and I was really giving up hope at this stage. I had not yet won a game in the Jagdtiger 88. It's just a crap streak of games and teams I've been having for a long time. And this was the first ray of sunlight. Well, you just watch the game, you'll see what I'm talking about. And it's a perfect Jagdtiger 88 game. It wasn't just a good game, it was a perfect game in this machine in particular. So we're here on Arctic, and now there's not a lot of artillery. There's only 1 tier 5 artillery on both teams. And so, in fact, our Hummel hasn't even connected yet, so we are without artillery at the moment. And I have to admit, I was not getting a warm fuzzy feeling looking at the way the teams were deploying here. You see me looking back and thinking, guys, anybody want to join me over here? Defend the corner? Now, normally I call this place the corner of fail, and for very good reason, because it's where all the idiots go to die. Generally speaking, if you're defending this corner, you do it from up here, where their artillery can't hit you. If you go down to the corner, you get slaughtered by artillery, but in a game like this, where there is only one Tier 5 artillery on each side, you can afford to take a few risks. Unfortunately, the rest of the team have obviously been watching my other videos, and they're aware that this is the corner of fail, and I'm pretty sure most of them stay up there. But there's an M6 who comes down here. Now watch this. Just watch the rate of fire, and look at the amount of hits I take. This is nothing short of phenomenal, and this is what the Jagdtiger 88 is all about. Now there's only, I think there's only one. No, there's two of them have come down here with me. This Tiger 2, he's reasonably well angled, but not well angled enough, not against this gun. And there's the limit of my traverse, unfortunately. So now this Tiger 2 was at least trying, whereas the rest of them were just queuing up on the corner to get shot at. Let's have a quick look around. There you go, some of them have come down with me. There's a Jagdpanzer 4 behind me, there's an M6 and an ARL, and we're all basically guarding this corner. But look at what's come down. Look, I mean, that is half of the enemy team have come down this way. And I'm just going to try and blow his tracks down. Let's nail that on KV-1S. Plenty of targets in front of me, and I don't really want to be turning around too much to deal with that Tiger 2, where there's all these guns shooting straight at me. Although, there we go. Alright, get his tracks. Gotcha. And now just... oh, and he's used a repair kit. Right, so now we know he's used a repair kit. And I have taken some damage. That's one of those Russian 122mm guns has actually managed to do 359 damage to me. But look at the bouncers. Look at the bouncers. Look at the rate of fire. His gun just cannot be stopped. There we go. Let's nail that SU-100. Keep an eye on what that Tiger 2's doing, because he's still there. I'm spreading the damage around here. I'm basically going for the best shots I can at whatever target is up, rather than trying to finish one off. But if I get a guy in low health like that, I will stop and finish him off. And I managed to hit that IS a number of times, but I've never actually damaged him. And eventually, there we go. What's going on behind us? Yeah, and look at this. They managed to get one penetrating hit on my lower glacis, but they don't have the angle to hit it. And look at the bouncers. Unfortunately, I've just lost all my support. I am now completely alone here, and this is where it starts getting impressive. This guy's getting desperate. Look at the rate of fire. And I just do not understand why they're not going around. Oh, they're all trying to rush me. I'm a tank destroyer. I can only fire straight ahead. But you know what? I've had teams. I've had so many teams. Track him, track him. Couldn't get away with it. Didn't quite hit his front drive wheel. Never mind. Hurt him though. Now this is where it gets slightly dodgy. Just keep putting holes in that Tiger. Oh, Type 59's grown some balls and he's going for it, so I blow his tracks off. I need to kill this fella. Yeah, check out what the Tiger 2's doing. I need to kill this fella because he has clearly grown a pair of balls and he's coming around to get me. But I think he's decided that, actually, maybe that's not such a good idea. And do we have any more support behind us? Somebody else has come down to back us up. But look at this. 4 kills. And God alone knows how many of them I've damaged. And that Tiger will not give up. Just look at the holes I've put into him. And I've only taken 3 damaging hits. And one of those was only 70 damage. This gun, combined with the frontal armour on this tank destroyer, is nothing short of amazing. Who's with me now? Don't have a really good... Let's just... Here we go. KV-1S and the T-29 have come down. Oh, that Jagdpanzer 4's decided to... He obviously ran off when he realised it was just me down there. He thought, that's it, we've lost this corner. And then he thought, fucking hell, that guy's still alive. I must kill this Tiger. And that Tiger 2 hasn't... He's still there. So's that IS. These 3 are the only ones that are giving me any problems. Well, our Tiger turns up and totally ninjas my kill. But And, you know, good teamwork here. These guys are coming around the flank. Now these guys are screwed. Totally, totally screwed. There's a Tiger behind them. There's me and a KV-1S in front of them. Their artillery's still in the game, though, so let's not get too cocky. Look at my health. I'm on 86 health. And there goes the Tiger 2. Tiger nails him from behind, so I'm going to go around and get that IS, but be mindful of the fact that artillery loves easy kills as much as anybody else. Oh, and they're all swarming him. Now that there's 5 of us on one, they're all suddenly brave. They all turn into heroes, and they're going to come round and get the IS. Well, I hope the Tiger gets him. Does he have the sense to go around the rear? Oh, he's hitting. KV-1S is just going to derp him now, isn't he? No, he doesn't. KV-1S gets derped. And I end up... Well, I feel I deserved that kill. Holding the corner like a boss. I feel I deserved that kill. That was my kill to be had. I think I worked for that one. So let's have a look. So there you go. Somebody had the common sense and brains to actually aim at my frontal weak spot, the machine gun port. A bit of congratulation there from the KV-1S. Thank you. It was well played. But I was only able to be well played because the enemy team was so incredibly stupid. But it just shows you what this machine can do. It can take a ferocious beating from the front, and with minimal angling. I mean, you won't believe how many hits I took. And only, well, the 70 and the 67, could that have been splash damage from artillery? There we go, M41. Can I get the kill? Yeah, there we go, Top Gun. So only 3 real penetrating hits, and it looks like the Russian guns there. 359, 331 and 387 damage. Oh, there's the Cromwell. Look at that poor guy. 3 kills. 3 kills in a tier 6 medium tank in this game. And he's gonna lose. I know how he feels. I really know how this guy feels. Oh, 4 kills. Well done. He's nailed... Well, I say well done. I shouldn't, because that was one of my teammates. But he nailed the SU-152, so well played to him there. Unfortunately, 4 kills and he's going to lose. It's a real shame. But, you know, there has to be a winner and there has to be a loser. And I'm sick of being on the losing side. Yeah, I've played games like this and lost many times. It's as if the matchmaker is consistently stacked against me. And it's the reason why I don't bother playing this game anymore. I do still love this game. I think it's an amazing game. I mean, look at it. I love every aspect of this game. It's just the players I hate. I despise idiocy in all of its forms. And that's not a good sign for somebody playing World of Tanks. Now, I'm going to speed things up here. There goes that Cromwell. We're trying to root him out. And he's not making it easy for us, God bless him. I switched back to to AP, obviously. Oh wait, I'm getting mixed up. That was in the game where I was hunting down the Hummel at the end. I haven't been using high explosives at all in this game. Do pay attention, Jingles. Yeah, and this guy, he's not stupid. He's taking what shots he can against that T-29, but he's not coming out far enough to risk getting hit by me. Although I could have had him. The gun just started missing. But he's not shown me much. As I say, this guy isn't stupid. He's a good Cromwell driver. And he's dinking away at that T-29. And he knows if the T-29 wants to come around and get him, he's going to have to show him his side. So, but there's a VK behind him, a 3001P, and the VK's... Well, if the VK's got that 88mm gun, he can kill him in 2 shots. If he's got the 75mm gun, he can kill him in 3 shots. So either way, that Cromwell's in trouble. Yeah, he's taking a hit. Ooh, 141 damage. What gun's that guy using? Oh, that could of course have been... No, alright, he's dead. Strange. Unless the VK's firing HE, because he doesn't know any better. So am I going to get 7 kills? Well, it wouldn't be one of my replays without a colossal derp moment, would it? So, watch this. Where's that Cromwell? He's on the other side of those rocks somewhere. And we're capping. Yeah, no, that's fine. If we can't corner and kill one tank, and we know where he is, and if we can't corner and kill him in the time it takes a tank to cap, then we don't deserve to get the kill. Yeah, he's taking advantage of physics. He's trying to get down low. T-29 has been hit again, and even though he's got the gun depression, he's not particularly keen to go any further forward. And what's this derp here? Haha, I have you now. Totally missed. And then the 3001p. Oh, actually no, Tiger came around and got him from the other side. So there you go. The T-29 suddenly gets brave, rushes forward after he's killed. No, the T-29 only had the 90mm gun, so that's actually not a bad game from the T-29 driver. So how did we do on that one? Let's have a look. Yeah, I'd have to say I was pleased with that result. Wow. I must admit, that is a far better result than I thought I was going to get. I mean, I knew it was going to be a good game. You don't come out of a game like that with 6 kills and all that damage done and all those shots fired and not have a good result if you win it. But I didn't think it was going to be as good. I had no idea it was going to be as good as that. That is ridiculous. Look at the credits. 169. That's 170,000 credits earned. That's my new record for credits earned in a game, by the way. And that's why people play Tier 8 premiums, because of the credit earning potential of these machines. But even that is double the amount of credits that you'd expect to earn on a decent game in a Tier 8 premium, running a premium account. I mean, the steel wall, I was expecting. The Top Gun, obviously I knew I'd won. Master Tanker, Sharpshooter and Master Gunner, all just icing on the cake. And look at the XP. 4,508, that's 2,254 undoubled. That's spectacularly good. And easily the best game I've ever played in the Jagdtiger 88. But, you know, I think it could do better. I would not be surprised to, at some point, get a better game than that in this machine. It feels like it has the potential to do even better than that. I mean, I could have done better than that. I could have made that... How many kills is that? 6? I could have made that 7. I derped my last shot at that Cromwell. You know, I could have had a better game than that in that game. There were things I did wrong. So, yeah. Can't argue with that result. Great machine. Let's have a look at the detailed report. And there's a couple of interesting things here. I mean, 44 shots fired. 38 hit, 34 penetrated. 6,200 damage done to the enemy team. Took 26 hits. Yeah, I was expecting more than that, actually. Detected 7. Nearly got the bloody scout medal in a Jagdtiger. Damaged 8, killed 6. Yeah, but here's the interesting thing. And this is why on a lot of the machines that can use the 88mm gun, a lot of people, particularly people who don't run premium accounts, still use the 88 rather than any of the 105mm guns. Because every time you pull the trigger on a 105mm gun, it costs you 1,000 credits. But the 88mm is 256 credits per shot. I fired 44 shots in that game, and it only cost me 7,500 credits to rearm. So, Tier 8 Premium earns a lot of credits. 88mm gun costs you nothing to run it. Premium machine, very, very cheap repairs. You are never going to lose money driving one of these things. And that's why people get premium machines, purely for the credit earning potential. They drive these things to finance their Tier 10s, because the Tier 10s just bleed money. But what a game. And I feel that, well, you know, you sort it by experience earned, and yeah, no surprise there. More than double the XP of anybody else on my team. But look at this poor bastard. 826 XP. Before modifiers. Now, my 1,500 there is before modifiers. That came out as over 2,000. 2,254 before being doubled. So that 826 that he scored, he's actually walked away from that. Wow. Just, oh, that's just horrible. He didn't deserve that team. To come away from a game like that with 826 XP on a defeat, that's just horrible. And you've got to feel sorry for him. But, you know, I've had teams like that all week. and they were not particularly intelligent. There weren't a lot of us holding that corner. There weren't a lot of us at all. And when I was down there with, at the most, 2 tier 6s, and there were 7 or 8 of them came down that road facing off against us, all they had to do was not stop, and we would have been dead within seconds. But instead, they just took turns parking themselves in front of my gun, taking hits from me, bouncing shots off my upper glacis and my upper superstructure, and then pulling back, waiting for them to reload so they could come back and get shot by me again. And they just kept doing it. They just wouldn't learn. But that's an average game in World of Tanks. Most teams consist of dumbass morons just like that. What's our favourite expression? Window-licking retards. Yep. But you know, what goes around comes around. I've had an entire week of being in teams as stupid as that. And it's about damn time I was on a team that had an enemy as stupid as that. And when you do, you can definitely capitalise on that in this machine. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with this tank in future. It's not without its problems. It's not very quick at all. The gun doesn't have much alpha, but the DPM, oh, wow. And you've got the armour to be able to stick your nose out and take hits while pumping that damage out, and you will win. Unless there's a really big gun shooting back and they penetrate your lower glacis, in which case you're in a world of trouble. But, you know, you can't have it all. Stick together with somebody else. Use the terrain to protect your flanks. Have somebody that you trust with you to protect your other flank, and you're going to be very, very hard to kill in this thing, and you're going to do a lot of damage.